Hey everybody, welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to play the guitar solo from the classic Led Zeppelin song Good Times, Bad Times, which was not only the opening track on their debut album, it was also the first single. So for a lot of people this was going to be the first time they heard Led Zeppelin, and I can only imagine way back in 1969 what that must have been like. It must have been pretty mind-blowing. Now if you're a fan of the band, I also have lessons on my channel on how to play the solos from Stairway to Heaven, Whole Lotta Love, Moby Dick, and certainly there will be more to come. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to catch more content like this in the future. Hit that thumbs up because it does help my channel get a little bit more exposure. And then finally, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I'll attempt to answer them as time allows. Now here's the order we're going to do things. First, I'm going to talk really briefly about that interesting guitar effect that you can hear on the guitar during the solo. Then we're going to talk through the guitar scales that were used in this solo. Then I'm going to play the entire thing for you slowly with the tabs on the screen. That way the more advanced players can get through this more quickly. And then finally after that, for everybody else, the rest of the video will be breaking it down note by note. Let's go. Now that odd warbly effect you hear on the lead guitar, that was the result of Jimmy Page using a Leslie rotating speaker in the studio. Now I don't have a rotating speaker, but my Line 6 Helix processor has a rotating speaker effect, so I'm going to play something really basic for you with no instruments behind me, with and without the effect. So you can see that the result is kind of like a combination between a tremolo effect that makes the music kind of waver and a chorus effect. Very, very cool. Now from a music theory standpoint, things are pretty simple. In the background you've got E, D, and A. And on top of that, Jimmy Page is playing the E minor pentatonic scale. If you don't know what that is, here it is at the 12th fret position. Now on top of that, Jimmy also incorporates the use of the major third, very common thing to do in classic rock when you're playing in a minor pentatonic scale. And if we add that major third in, the scale would look and sound like this in the key of E. Again, that's very common to add the major third into a pentatonic scale when playing classic rock, blues-based solos. Next, I'm going to play the entire solo for you, slowly with the tabs on the screen. That's for the more advanced players. Then after that, for everybody else, we're going to break it down note by note. Here's section 1 at normal and then slow speed. Let's break it up into 3 boxes, and in the first one we play slowly, so we start by bending up at the 14th fret of the G string, a full step, followed by 12B, 12E. Then we play that again, then 12E, 12B, 12E, and then 14 of G, bend up a half a step, 12B, 12E. Now you may have noticed that I'm using alternate picking, that is back and forth, when I go through this. Now it may be more comfortable for you to do all downstrokes like. Now one more piece of advice for that first box, when you do that last 14th fret bend on the G string, which is a half a step up, I tend to hold that bend, not hold the note, but hold the bend to get ready for the next box. All right, in the second box, we play this. Slowly. So we start that second box with a pre-bend at the 14th fret of the G string, 1/2 step up. You let it go down and pull off the 12. It's a pretty fast movement. That's why I tabbed the 14 of G small, because it goes by quickly. That's why I said a minute ago, in the first box, you can hold that last bend if you want to prepare for that. Then after that, you're going to play 14D, 14G, 12G half step up, 14D. Let's play what we have so far in that second box, slowly. Then 14D, 12G quarter step up, 14D. And then on the G string, 12, 14, 12. Let's tie all that together in the second box and play it a couple times slowly. Now, if you're struggling with that first pre-bend and fitting it in there, you can always just pull off from 14 to 12 and play. Most people won't know the difference. But again, if you want to get it just like the original, you're going to want to do that pre-bend. Then in the third and final box, we play slowly. So we start on the 14th fret of the G string, bend it up a full step, and then while you're holding it, play 15 of B. And then now while you're holding those notes, you're going to hit them again and quickly come down. Okay? And then on the G string, 12, 14, 12, pull off to 0. A lot of people miss that pull off, but it's there. Let's play that third box a couple times slowly. Okay, let's tie all three boxes together and play section 1 slowly and then at normal speed. Okay, let's move on to section 2. Here's section 2 at normal and then slow speed. Let's break that up into two boxes, and in the first we play. So we start at the 20th fret of the B string and bend it up 2 steps, which is like taking the note from here to here. Pretty big bend. And then you hold it for a little bit and bring it down. And then at the bottom you're going to hit 17 of B 3 times with vibrato. So in the second box we'll play. So on the B string it's 20, 17, 20 full step up, 20. So far in that second box. Then 17B, 19G, 20B pull off to 17, 19G. So far in that second box. Then 17B, 19G, 17B twice with vibrato. And then after that, you've got these string scratches on A, D, and G. On the third one, you slide down. All right, let's tie everything together in that second box. Play it slowly a couple times. Now we'll tie both boxes together and play section 2 slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's move on to section 3. Here is section 3 at normal and then slow speed. Now this type of ascending pentatonic run, where you're starting on either the low E or the A string and working your way up to the high E, right? That kind of thing. I've heard so many guitar players do this after Jimmy Page did it. I'm not sure if Jimmy was the first to do it. I can't find earlier examples, so I don't know where he picked it up from, but so many guitar players have played this one. I think it's a good type of run to have in your arsenal of licks, if you will. And after the solo, when they're in the outro where Jimmy's throwing in some licks, there's another one, a descending one that's like something like that. It's like the reverse of this. Again, so many guitar players have done those ascending and descending, pentatonic licks. To me, this is like the blueprint where it started. But if you know an earlier example or where Jimmy may have got that from, let me know. So we'll break it up into 4 boxes, and in the first one, we play. So you're going to slide up to 14 of A and then play 14A, 12D, 14A, 12D. Now in the second box, we'll play. So it's 14 on D, pull off to 12, and then 14 on D. And then 12G, 14D, 12G. Okay, 12, 14, 12. Here's that second box a couple times slowly. Then in the third box, we'll play basically the same sort of shape you just did, but you're moving everything up one string. So now on the G string, you've got 14 pull off to 12 and 14. And then 12B, 14G, 12B. And then finally in the last box, so it's 15 on B, pull off to 12, and then 15 again. 12E, 15B, 12E. Now we're going to tie all 4 boxes together and play section 3 one more time slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's move on to section 4. Here's section 4 at normal and then slow speed. All right, so in the first box, we'll play slowly. So it's 15 of high E, bend up a full step, and then 15 vibrato. And then 12E, 15B, 12E. Here's that first box slowly a couple times. Okay, in the second box, we'll play slowly. All right, so you're going to bend up at the 17th fret of the high E string, half a step. And then you're going to do a pre-bend up, so you're going to bend it up a little bit further before you hit it. I'm saying 3/4 of a step because it feels a little bit flat of a full step, but you can go up a full step if you want. Then back down to a half step with a pre-bend. 3/4, half, 3/4. Again, if you want to go up a full step instead of 3/4, you certainly can. Here's that second box a couple times slowly. All right, let's tie both boxes together and play section 4 one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's move on to section 5. Here's section 5 at normal and then slow speed. In the first box, we'll play slowly. So we start with a pre-bend at the 17th fret of the high E string, about 3/4 of the way up. Bring it down, pull off to 15. And then 17 of B, 15 of high E. Here's what we have so far in that first box. And then 17 of high E, 17 pull off to 16, 17, okay? 17, 17, 16, 17. Let's play that first box a few times slowly. Here's the second box. Slowly. This is all on the high E string, so it's 16, 17, and then 15 quickly slide to 16. Okay, so far. Now that little slide there, it happens really quick, and most people miss it. I only caught it because I slowed down the original and listened to it very carefully. You can just skip the slide and just play 16th fret instead, so it would be 16, 17, 16, like. But again, if you want to get it just like the record, you're going to slide from 15 to 16. And then you're going to play 17, bend up a full step, and then 15 a half step up, a little bit slower. Let's play that second box a few times slowly. All right, we're going to tie both boxes together and play section 5 one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's move on to the final section, section 6. Here's section 6 at normal and then slow speed. In the first box, we'll play, so it's 17 on B, and then 3 more times. A lot of times people will just pick it twice after the first one, like this. But it's, if you listen closely, and then 15 of B, half step up. Then in the second box, we'll play, then you're going to bend up 17th fret of the B string. Along the way, you're catching the G string, so it's kind of like you're bending 17th fret of B and G at the same time. It's a very classic rock kind of thing to do. And I say go up about 1 3/4 of a step. You can go up 1 1/2, 2. It's in that proximity, but for me, I hear it at about 1 3/4. Now, people always miss that little catch of the G string. Part of the problem is with that Leslie effect going on, it's kind of, again, it's making things kind of warbly, and that can kind of trick your ears a little bit, but if you slow it down and listen, you can hear it's that blended note. Either way, you should be fine if you just want to play 17th fret, bend up. And then you're going to play 14 of G and 15 of B, add vibrato. A lot of people miss the 14 of G because, again, I think it's that Leslie effect that kind of masks it. But if you want, you can just play 15 of B like most people do. Here's that second box again. Without the extra notes, if you're just playing the B string, for example. Either way, you should be fine. Okay, let's tie both boxes together and play section 6 one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's wrap it up. All right, that was my lesson on how to play the guitar solo from the song Good Times, Bad Times from Led Zeppelin. If you found it helpful or informative, I would appreciate a thumbs up. And please hit that subscribe button to catch more content like this in the future. And then again, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I'll attempt to answer them as time allows. Until next time, rock on.